of Numbers, chapter 14, verses 1 through 12. In this portion, Moses and his brother Aaron are instructed to send 12 scouts, one from each tribe, to go to the land of Canaan, and learn everything about the land that they will need to know. God promised this land to the Israelites, but they would have to conquer it first. The Israelites were in the desert now and had been slaves in Egypt for almost 4 centuries. But they were not ready for the challenges they were about to face. When the 12 scouts returned to the desert, 10 of them report back with alarming and negative reports to Moses, Aaron, and the rest of the people. They said that although the land was fruitful and flowing with milk and honey, the geography was treacherous and the people were so big that they made the scouts look like grasshoppers. This caused mass panic among the Israelites. They said that they should go back to Egypt rather than die in the desert or be killed by the people of this new land. However, there were 2 scouts, Joshua and Caleb, who both gave a different report. They said that with faith in God's promise and themselves, they could conquer the land and make it their new home. I believe that there is a great lesson in this story for all of us. For me personally, it is to have confidence in yourself and not to be afraid to stand out. Joshua and Caleb had enough confidence in themselves to not feel pressure and go along with what everybody else was doing and saying. They were not easily discouraged. We are faced with many challenges every day, and we need to recognize our value and ability, and we need to learn to not be afraid of being ourselves or standing out. At this special occasion, my bat mitzvah, I am proud to say that I was faced with a major challenge of learning to read Hebrew. I wanted to be a bat mitzvah even though I never went to religious school. I think that going to a Jewish summer camp may have influenced my decision, but I am happy with the decision that I made. I'd also like to give a huge thanks to Lola because she taught me everything from day one. And to Jessica because she went shopping with us. And she got early fresh machine kebab. And I really want to thank my parents because they supported me all the way. I know I couldn't do it without them.
Thank you very much. I just want to say that this young lady is amazing. And when she first came to me in November, I think it was, and we met, and she said she wants to have a bat mitzvah, but she wants to learn Hebrew first. I said, oh, okay, in a couple of years you might want to have a bat mitzvah. She said, no, I want to have a bat mitzvah in June. And that was like a few months away, basically. And unlike many of my other students, she insisted on learning Hebrew the traditional way through the textbook, 26 chapters, fast track. And she did this entire thing with her own motivation. And I just had the pleasure of working with her. Your mom and dad probably want to say something to you right now. Maybe the last time before she goes to college.
I'm just going to cry right now, but I think she's going to.
All right, look away.
There goes Elena, though. Grandma's gone down too, so I'm not alone in this. Yeah, I knew that'd be good. We'd like to begin by thanking everyone for being here tonight to share in this special occasion. Many of you here have been through a bar or bat mitzvah with at least one of your children and have had your own bar or bat mitzvah, so you can appreciate Danielle's accomplishment this evening and the pride that we are feeling at this moment. A very special thank you to Peter and Vicki for so generously opening their home to us this evening. Had we done this at our house, you would all be sitting in the lap of the person to your left. Danielle, as your parents, this is our opportunity to share some of our thoughts with you and give you advice for the future. We are really excited to do this because now, at this very moment, we actually have your attention. You can't check your phone, like something on Instagram, or Snapchat Zoe. So I'm going to take advantage of this time. I have a lot to say. Just kidding. At first, I thought writing a speech giving you advice, my thoughts and opinions would be so easy. I mean, really, I do it all the time. Whether you ask or not, maybe even a little too often in your opinion. But when the time came to write a speech, I was overwhelmed. Here we go. Every time I started to write, I started to cry. I thought back to the day you were born and started to cry. It was a day that changed our lives forever as we became parents, your parents. We thought we were so ready to take on parenthood, yet in hindsight, we were clueless. Little did we know what an amazing journey it is and what an amazing person you would grow up to be. I cried when I thought about your special pink boot you had when you were 2. You didn't even notice that you had a broken bone in your foot and that your leg was in a cast. Well, it was the hardest 2 weeks for me. You were determined to do what you wanted and not let that slow you down. I cried when I thought about you starting kindergarten and how excited you were to start school and make new friends. You were brave and confident. I cried when I thought about how one day you became independent and just stopped asking for help with your homework in 4th grade. You still rarely ask for help and managed to get amazing grades on your own. I cried when I thought about taking you to camp for the first time for a month when you were 11. You were excited and anxious, but never had a second thought about being away from home or family for that long. You were ready for a new challenge, probably ready to get away from me. I cried when I thought about the fact that all of a sudden you are now taller than me, even without your heels. I cried when I thought about how 13 years went by in the blink of an eye. In just another year, you will be in high school and then soon off to college. I also cried when I thought about all the fights we will have between now and when you go to college. I wish I had bought stocking Kleenex to help pay for college. I cry now today, tears of pride, amazement, and joy, looking at the determined, brave, confident, independent, smart, beautiful young woman who stands in front of me now, still ready to take on new challenges. I know it is hard to grow up in today's world. There are so many challenges, so many fears, so much unknown. As you continue to grow and learn and mature, I want you to remember a few important things. You have just become a bat mitzvah. You now carry forward the responsibility of being an adult in the Jewish community. This isn't the end of your Jewish education, but the beginning of how you choose to incorporate what you have learned into your life. And yes, now you must fast all day on Yom Kippur. My mantra, say what you mean what you say. Be honest always in your communications, no matter who they are with. In quoting Sheryl Crow, it's not having what you want, but wanting what you have. Remember to always appreciate the things you have and the people in your life. Love yourself. Accept who you are and all of the wonderful qualities that you have. I've always believed strongly that everything happens for a reason. Sometimes it is easy to understand why, but know that you'll be able to handle whatever comes your way. In quoting the great and wise Winnie the Pooh, if ever there is tomorrow when we are not together, there is something you must always remember. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. But the most important thing is, even if we're apart, I'll always be with you.
What she said. Well, you did it. Mazel tov. Let me just say that you could have no idea how proud we are, your mother and I are of you right now. It's hard to believe our little girl is now a woman. Seeing you stand there today as a bat mitzvah is a surreal experience. We've been to countless bar and bat mitzvahs throughout the years, but having the fortune of seeing our own daughter complete the service is nothing short of amazing. You are an incredible person who has always made us proud to be your parents. You're smart, beautiful, talented, amazing young lady. We love seeing you grow up over the years from infant through today and feel truly blessed to have you in our lives. It's hard not to use so many cliches about how quickly time has passed, but really, it does seem like a blink of an eye that this has happened. I remember often pressing down on your head and telling you to stop growing so fast. Remember? You did anyway. Again, taller than your mother. There's so many memories of you growing up that lighten our hearts. So many trips to the beach, all our Disney vacations, our special father-daughter amusement park days, putting you on the roar when you were little. So many years watching you play soccer so well. Just remember early years of putting you to bed and reading to you. You know, it's too bad you don't have a father that takes millions of photos that you can have to remember. It was only a couple years ago that I first saw you change from a little girl into an independent young lady. When you returned from camp that first year, I realized that there would be no stopping you from taking on the world. You proved that you can handle life away from mom and dad. Since then, you have continued to grow and mature at a rapid rate. This realization brings mixed feelings as a parent, because although we're happy to see you grow, it kind of hits us for the first time that you will continue to need us less and less. Please know that your parents are always here for you, and when you come to ask me a question, I will continue to give you my best response. Go ask your mother. I've been advised on several occasions from experienced dads, some in the room here, that the next few years could be a real test of fatherhood. I think it'll go pretty easy as long as you stay away from boys. I just want to say again how proud we are of you and how well you did with your Hebrew lessons. I remember picking you up from the first lesson and how excited you are when you got in the car and telling me you just couldn't wait for this to happen. And you were just amazing today during the service. You should be as proud of yourself as everyone in this room is of you. Congratulations. Awesome.
Our non-traditional service has managed to include all of the major prayers and Torah portion and Haftarah. You don't need to hear any more speeches, I won't. But one more blessing and a couple more prayers to conclude our service. The first one is a prayer that we say, a blessing that we say for all major events, holidays or special milestones or occasions. And we can recite this together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higyanu lazman hazeh. Praise you, O God, who has kept us in life and sustained us and permitted us to reach this joyous occasion. And now, to conclude our service, we have the Aleinu, and if everybody would rise, my husband and I will lead us in the Yilin. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'atei gdula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu v'goyer haratzon, v'lo samanu k'mishtafot ha'adamah, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamona, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtabavim u'modlim, l'ifnei melech malchei hamavim, hakadosh baruch hu. Let us now praise the Sovereign of the universe and proclaim the greatness of the Creator, who has set us apart from other families of earth.